Top 3 things I've learned as a lifetime natural. What's up, beautiful people? Nathan Clark coming to you from Domination Nation Gym. Just going to share some of my own experience and my own wisdom. Training for 20 plus years just for fun, never with any intention to compete, but just as a natural recreational fitness enthusiast. So if you compete or you use anabolic drugs, whatever, no judgment here, do what you want. This video is probably not for you. Unfortunately, the fitness industry is just like degenerated a lot the last 5 to 10 years, mostly based on our own naivete and gullibility. You know, there's tons of millionaires out there through the fitness industry based solely on our ignorance and naivete because we keep consuming products that we think will help us and they just don't. So I guess part of my beef is there's just not a lot of real talk in the industry. The real talk there is, it's typically from anabolic users. Do whatever you want. I just don't think that's helpful for most people. So the number one thing I've learned, and you'll hear other people talk about this on the internet, is you really do have to choose as a natural person who dabbles in wanting to improve their physique without the use of any anabolics. You have to choose to be ripped, shredded, or to be big. It's just a hard decision. And it takes sometimes years of futzing around and trying to follow people's false promises of following whatever program or supplements to realize it's a pipe dream as a natural to be ripped and shredded and big. It just is. For me personally, I would rather have more muscle on my frame and not be completely, totally shredded, but still have six-pack abs than be totally shredded and barely fit into a large t-shirt. So that's my own opinion. Do what you want. What I don't like personally, what my ego doesn't like about becoming shredded is nobody can tell you lift unless you take your shirt off. And I just don't, personally, I would rather be bigger and look like I lift and have this imposing physique with a shirt on or double XL than I would to just barely fit into a large and be ripped and shredded. Personally, I don't have yet to find anybody who's truly natural, who's really both. Maybe they're out there, maybe there's some genetic freak, but you have to come to peace with terms of the fact that you cannot be bigger, and shredded at the same time. You just can't. All right, so number 2 for me, again, this is just my own experience. Volume and frequency matter more than intensity. They just do. Again, there's lots of Mike Mentzer hit fans out there. Do whatever you want. But for me, my own experience, again, everyone should have their own experience, and they should learn from their own experience more than what a study says. Frequency and volume are absolutely the main levers to push to get bigger and build hypertrophy, particularly as a natural. It's like if you just solely strength train, it's so freaking slow. And you don't get the same pumps. You don't get the same psychological, neurologic benefits that you do from a volume type training. And your joints can get sore, you get fatigued. I just don't personally, I've done 5x5 training. I've done low volume training. I've done, the HIIT training. It just doesn't work. It may work when you're a newbie or, you want to lose fat. It does work to lose fat, but it does not work as well as volume and frequency as levers to push to build muscle as a natural. And then that's my opinion. Believe what you want to believe, but this is my experience. The third thing I've learned, honestly, as cliche as it sounds, is there's not going to be ever a destination you're going to reach where you're just going to feel content and you've maxed out. So it truly is enjoy the process. And for me, you have to evolve beyond the number on the scale or body fat percentage. It's ultimately about how you feel, how you perform in the bedroom, how you perform in life, how you perform in other areas of life. The whole industry has just become poisoned by this idea of fake physiques that just are frankly not even that desirable, that somehow we're hypnotized by. They think that we need to take drugs and look like this so that we can feel better about ourselves. There are a lot of wounded egos everywhere in the world, but particularly in bodybuilding. There are a lot of wounded egos. It is what it is. I still have my own ego part of me that I'm trying to understand and overcome and transcend. But ultimately, it's not about the weight. It's not about, even the look. It's about how you feel about yourself. It really is. There aren't enough people in the industry bringing light to the true phenomenon of bigorexia, just as anorexia. Bigorexia is a very real phenomenon. Every gym bro deals with to some degree. Every gym bro is poisoned in their mind and polluted to some measure. All of us have to overcome this idea of bigorexia. Just because it's not as sexy and it doesn't get as many clicks or as many views, like body acceptance as a male, particularly when you're like, there's not really a reason to do it. Like, you're not going to gain anything by, what would I ever gain by going into a show that I don't already have? Like, so what's your motivation? Like, the motivation ultimately, hopefully, can become for most of us just to feel good about ourselves, to perform well in life, to have energy, to have vibrancy, vitality, like healthy relationships. All that carries over from just disciplining ourselves in a gym, disciplining ourselves with what we eat, how we sleep, just the routines that we have. It's so much more than about a number on the scale and about looking a certain way. It really is. Let me know what you guys think. Nathan Clark, Domination Nation Gym. Like, comment, subscribe below. I got some awesome, cool machines, and I'm going to continue to do these best of best series here soon.